Lionel Messi has done something no player in American football history has ever done.
Lionel Messi around Zimmerman. Messi!
He filled stadiums. He broke attendance records. He sent ticket prices through the roof. He brought millions of new fans to Major League Soccer. So here's the question. How can a player who saved MLS also become its biggest problem? At first, that doesn't make any sense. After all, every league dreams of signing the greatest footballer of his generation. More fans, more money, more sponsors, more global attention. That sounds like the perfect success story. But if you look a little closer, something strange starts to appear. When Messi doesn't play, thousands of disappointed fans flood social media. Some people ask for refunds. Ticket prices can drop dramatically compared with matches where he's expected to play. In many cities, supporters aren't buying tickets to watch MLS. They're buying tickets to watch Messi. And that's where the real problem begins. Because no football league wants to depend on just one player. Not the Premier League. Not La Liga. Not the Bundesliga. Not even the Saudi Pro League. Yet today, many people believe MLS has built its biggest moment around one man who won't play forever. So what happens the day Lionel Messi retires? Will the crowd still come? Will broadcasters keep paying the same money? Will stadiums remain full? Or has MLS created a success story that could become its biggest challenge? The answers are far more surprising than most people realize. Because this isn't really a story about Lionel Messi. It's a story about the future of an entire league. Before we uncover it, take 1 second to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the notification bell so you never miss our next football documentary. Now, let's discover why MLS may have a serious Messi problem. Messi didn't just join MLS. He became MLS when Lionel Messi arrived in the United States. Something happened that nobody had ever seen before in Major League Soccer. It wasn't just Inter Miami that changed. The entire league changed with him. Almost overnight, MLS went from being a competition followed mainly by local supporters to a league watched by millions of football fans around the world. Suddenly, every Inter Miami match became a global event. Highlights spread across social media within minutes, sports channels around the world led with MLS stories, and people who had never watched an American league before were now checking the fixtures every week. Then came the stadiums. No matter where Inter Miami traveled, the same scene repeated itself. Tickets sold out at incredible speed. Prices reached levels many supporters had never experienced before. Home teams were no longer advertising their club, they were advertising one player, Lionel Messi. Some clubs even moved matches to larger stadiums because their regular venues could not handle the demand. Thousands of fans traveled from different cities, and sometimes even different countries, just for the chance to watch him play live. Think about that for a moment. People weren't asking, "Who's playing this weekend?" They were asking, "Is Messi playing?" That single question tells you everything. For the first time, one footballer had become the biggest attraction in an entire league. From television ratings to merchandise sales, from sponsorship deals to social media engagement. Almost every major success story seemed to have one thing in common. Messi was at the center of it. At first, that looked like the greatest achievement MLS had ever accomplished. But hidden inside that success was a question that very few people were asking. What happens when the league's biggest strength depends almost entirely on one player? Because the moment that player is unavailable, the entire picture can begin to change. And that's exactly where the real Messi problem starts. Everything looked like the perfect success story. Major League Soccer was receiving more attention than ever before. Stadiums were full. Television audiences were growing. And football fans from around the world were suddenly paying attention to a league that many had ignored for years. On the surface, it looked like MLS had finally found the breakthrough it had been chasing for decades. But behind all the excitement, a different reality was slowly beginning to appear. The league wasn't just growing because people loved MLS. Much of that growth was happening because people wanted to watch one player, Lionel Messi. That may sound like a dream for any football league. But in the long term, it can become a serious challenge. The biggest warning signs appeared whenever Messi was unavailable. Whether he missed a match because of injury, rest, or international duty, the reaction was immediate. Fans who had bought expensive tickets felt disappointed. Social media filled with questions, and the focus quickly shifted away from the match itself. Nobody was asking which team played better. Almost everyone was asking the same thing. Why isn't Messi playing? That is the difference between supporting a league and following a single superstar. The world's biggest competitions are built around many clubs, many rivalries, and many stars. No matter who is missing, the league continues to attract attention. But MLS is facing a very different situation. Right now, one player is carrying an enormous share of the spotlight. And that leads to an uncomfortable question. What happens when that player is no longer there? Because whether it happens next year or a few years from now, Messi will eventually leave the league. And when that day comes, MLS will discover whether it truly built a stronger competition, or simply enjoyed the biggest football attraction in the world for a limited time. The surprising part is that MLS has already experienced a small preview of that future, and it revealed a problem that many people completely overlooked. Many people believed the Messi effect would never slow down. Every time Inter Miami visited a new city, the atmosphere felt like a special event. Stadiums were packed, cameras followed his every move, and supporters counted the days until they could finally watch Lionel Messi in person. Then, something happened that changed the conversation. Messi missed several matches because of injuries, workload management, and international commitments. Suddenly, clubs across the league found themselves dealing with a situation they had never expected. Thousands of fans had bought expensive tickets for one reason: to watch Messi. When he wasn't on the team sheet, disappointment spread almost instantly. Across social media, supporters questioned why they had spent so much money if the player they came to see wasn't playing. In some cities, ticket prices on the resale market dropped significantly once it became clear Messi would miss the match. That was the first major warning sign. The excitement surrounding MLS wasn't always following the competition itself. Much of it was following one individual. League officials and club owners understood that attracting new fans was a huge success, but they also realized something else. If too much of the league's popularity depended on a single player, the long-term future could become unpredictable. After all, every footballer eventually reaches the end of their career, no matter how great they are. That forced MLS to face an uncomfortable reality. The league couldn't rely on the Messi effect forever. It needed supporters to fall in love with the clubs, the rivalries, and the competition itself, not just one superstar wearing an Inter Miami shirt. Because if that transition never happens, the biggest boom in MLS history could also become its biggest challenge once Messi is gone. But here's where the story takes an unexpected turn. What if Lionel Messi isn't actually the problem at all? What if he's giving MLS the greatest opportunity it has ever had, and it's now up to the league to make sure that opportunity doesn't disappear? Whether you're a Messi fan or not, one fact is impossible to ignore. Lionel Messi will not play forever. That is the question MLS executives, club owners, broadcasters, and sponsors have quietly been thinking about since the day he arrived. What happens after Messi retires? History shows that every football league eventually loses its biggest stars. The Premier League continued after Cristiano Ronaldo left. La Liga adapted after both Messi and Ronaldo moved on. Those leagues remained strong because fans supported the competition as much as the players. MLS now faces the same challenge. Over the past 2 years, the league has gained unprecedented global attention. International broadcasters have covered MLS more than ever before. Social media engagement has reached new heights, and Inter Miami matches have become must-watch events for millions of football fans. But maintaining that momentum will be much harder once the league's biggest attraction is no longer on the pitch. The real test will be whether today's new fans continue watching after Messi's career comes to an end. Will they still wake up early or stay up late to watch MLS? Will they still buy tickets, jerseys, and streaming subscriptions? Or will many of them simply move on? That is the question nobody can answer yet. The good news for MLS is that this challenge also creates an opportunity. The league now has millions of new viewers who have discovered American football because of Messi. If MLS can turn those casual viewers into loyal supporters of the clubs, the rivalries, and the competition itself, then Messi's arrival could leave a legacy that lasts for decades. But if the league fails to build on this momentum, it risks losing much of the attention that Messi worked so hard to create. In many ways, the future of MLS will not be decided by what happens while Messi is playing. It will be decided by what happens after he walks away from the game. And that leads to one final question. Has Messi created a problem for MLS? Or has he handed the league the greatest opportunity in its history? it becomes clear that the real Messi problem is not Lionel Messi himself. In fact, Messi has done exactly what every league dreams of. He has brought worldwide attention, attracted new sponsors, increased television audiences, filled stadiums, and introduced millions of new fans to Major League Soccer. Very few players in football history have changed an entire league the way Messi has. The real challenge begins after that success. MLS now has something it never had before: the attention of the football world. The question is whether the league can keep it. If new fans continue watching because they fall in love with the clubs, the rivalries, and the quality of the competition, then Messi's impact will be remembered as the moment MLS truly entered the global football conversation. But if millions of viewers disappear the day Messi retires, it will prove that the league became too dependent on one extraordinary player. That is why the next few years are so important. MLS must continue improving its academies, attracting talented players, developing young American stars, and raising the overall standard of the competition. A successful league cannot rely on one name forever. It needs new stories, new rivalries, and new heroes every season. And perhaps that is the greatest opportunity Messi has given American football. He has opened a door that many believed would take decades to unlock. Now it is up to MLS to walk through it. Because years from now, football fans may not ask whether Messi transformed Major League Soccer. That answer is already clear. The real question will be whether Major League Soccer transformed itself while the greatest player of his generation was there to shine a light on it. And that answer will define the league's future long after Lionel Messi has played his final match. Lionel Messi gave MLS something every football league dreams of: global attention. But whether that attention becomes a lasting legacy or simply a memorable chapter is now in the league's hands. What do you think? Will MLS continue to grow after Messi retires, or will his departure leave a gap that's impossible to fill? Let us know your opinion in the comments below. If you enjoyed this documentary, don't forget to leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the notification bell for more football stories every week. Share this video with a friend, and thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next one.